Hi everyone, it's Tracey here from Art Fiber Stitch.
Now here's this picture that we were working on. We certainly haven't finished because it's not much is really stabbed down, and we really do have to do that, but I wanted to take it a bit further, do something else interesting with it. So that's what we're here for in part 2. Let's see what goodies we can add. Some more mesh in gold, would that be nice? Actually it probably would. I'll put a bit of that in, but where? Don't want that blue. Just going to pop that there for now. Spread it out. That adds a bit of jazz, doesn't it? All right, but we have to hold it down somehow. So I'm just going through my little pile of things here.
If you missed part 1, we're just using very fine bits of wool roving. Sometimes we're using yarns.
What else do I have? There's a bluey purple one. Do I want it? I don't know. Maybe this orangey, burnt orange colour. Still got these trees. I'm just going to take a little bit of this and just see. No, I like them being skeletons. If I poked some up, I could do that. I'm thinking it'd be nice to just have some little maybe just some little bushes on the horizon there. Make that into more like a little ball. Some darker colour in. If you're trying to produce something that's semi-realistic, it does have dark down the bottom where it's shaded, you see. So I might add some other little balls up there, but then we really got to decide what we're doing here. We will get to that. I'm just wanting to be happy with this top half. Now you see how that's coming up? It's not going to needle felt through this, but when we put these things, the wool roving over it, and we trap it both sides, it's holding it. I've also got things like this that go in nicely. I've used that before. At the moment I've just been using scraps, but I do have some nice little samples of different colours, so it might be alright. See what they are. It's that colour, isn't it? Maybe the darker though. Alright then, I'm going to use some of this, but I don't want it to be very thick. Just going to put it over it like that. And that will hold this piece down. You see, it's going to punch through those little holes in that weave and through. Whoop. What's the matter? I'm going to feel it again. Oh yeah, it doesn't have a lot of barb left. I might have to replace my needle, because they do get blunt. When I first started, I used to break them all the time, but if you go in and out the same direction, you don't. And I haven't broken one for a very long time. What else would we like? I would like to do some stitch, because you know, it's another element. It's really nice to do that. What have I got here? I've got pink. Don't really want to put too many colours in. I see ones like this. Why don't I just take that and make that my little bobbly plants on the hillside? Could do that. There was this thing. I did add a bit in, but I could certainly do a bit more. I like the bits that are really frayed and yuck. So maybe I'll pop some of that in. Just let it grow, and don't worry if it's changed from what you had thought. That didn't matter. Really. Let's try this. Ah, yeah, now you see. What do I do here? Well, I might like a bit of that brown in, actually. Or I could, oh, I don't know. Yeah, okay, let's go with it. Or the blue. Yeah, okay, we'll keep a bit of that, because I like it. And up here, maybe I'll just put a bit of cloud or something. Start with some blue to meld it in a bit. And maybe a bit of white again. You know, I'm thinking I'm just going to now stab it repeatedly, and I'm going to get all of those things really meshed in, and then I'm going to come back and stitch. Now you can see what I'm aiming for here, but it will take as much stabbing as you want to give it, but I don't have the energy right now, and I want to get this video to you. I'm just going to pick it off the back here and just show you behind. And you see all those things that have poked through to hold it together. Worked quite well. I'm just going to trim this little bit here off. I can't find my scissors. And then we're going to stitch. Just having a look again. Quite happy with that, I think. Let's see what we can do with just a tiny bit of embroidery. Whilst I'm embroidering, I might add in some of this. That is sari silk yarn. Got lots of lovely colours in it. So I'm just going to take that, drape it across, and somehow touch that in with my stitches. I'm going to start with this. It's a pearl cotton, a bit thicker than stranded cotton. I quite like it, and I'm just going to get a length of that and a needle with a large enough eye to fit it. And I'm just thinking here where we added these bushes, I'm just going to add a few little French knots. Wrap it around your needle a few times and back in close to where you came up. Pull that a little bit tight around there if you want a nice tight one. I like them loopy, but everyone's different. And see, that could be a little bush. It'll help hold this down as well. I really don't want to do too much to it. I mean, I could. These are wonderful projects for trying all different kinds of things with, I quite like them to be, you know, leave things to your imagination, I think. Just see this thread out by finishing going across. There we go. I'm going to turn it to the back and just do a couple of stitches on top of each other and then trim my thread, and that will be it. Sometimes you have to step back from it and have a proper look and think, hey, do I like it? Don't know yet. I did want to bring these trees out a little bit, and we've got to stitch this down. So, all right, let's get something. What though? That'll be good. There's a bit of everything. I do dye my own threads sometimes when I want certain color ranges. I'm just going to start by making sure it's attached by doing a little running stitch, or couching. I'll sort of go up and make sure I catch it every now and again. It's just, you can just do a running stitch and just make sure that it's sort of zigzaggy and it goes over what you want. Sometimes I'm going to go underneath it. Come back and attach it. Well, for better or worse, it's going in, and we'll just make it work. Just going to go here then, underneath, and just do another little running stitch line. Maybe I'll go up this way now. So, you know, you can add these stitches in like I have, and you could do some grasses or whatever you really like. I'm going to just do something with these trees, I think. I'm going to get a stranded cotton and make sure that it's the brown colour. That'll do me. What I'm thinking to do is somehow or other pull this tree that I wanted out. So at the moment I'm just going to do a fly stitch. So I do a stitch like that when I'm holding this out the way, came up in the loop, and then I can pull this down here. It's kind of like a branch poking out, or I can just do a single stitch like that. If I wanted more of that brown to show, I can just do this. What I'm wanting is some skeletal kind of branches, trunks. So that's what I'm hoping to do. I'll just do a bit of that. What we're echoing is this, what was it? A web kind of thing, a lace kind of thing. and it looked like branches. So we're just trying to do some darker ones that'll stand out more in amongst it so that we can show others what we see. I need something here. All right, well, I'll just do those trees a bit and we'll just see what that looks like first. Just here in this dip, I'm just going to do a few more bushes. In the same way, I'm just going to do French knots there. Sometimes I like to do a French knot loose, so I let it do its own thing instead of pulling it tight. And sometimes I end up with a big thing like that. It's all very random. And that one I pulled, you see how much tighter it is? So that works. It's okay. If you wanted to, you can just do some more stitching. I'm not going to do a lot more. But I've got this on here now, so I may as well just do a couple more. We're picking out that horizon, you see. And what about the texture? Really does add something, I think. All right. So yeah, and I could also, I don't know, do, oh yeah, I'll go back this way. Just do a little running stitch. And just a few of this colour. Now you could do bands of these going across as flowers or bushes or seed heads on plants. They work really well. What's gone wrong there? Do I care? Oh, there it goes. Now, like I say, could go on and on and on. I do enjoy it. It's very creative. It allows you to just make it up on the fly. I'm just going to finish this thread off and then we'll have a closer look, I think. And I'm going to call it done for now. For the purposes of this video, let's say it's finished. All right. Now, it may look like a mess. From further away to try and pick the picture out. And there might be some things I'd change. I might don't know about that. Put something else there. But let's just have a look here, because that does help. Very moody, I think.
I've had fun with this project. In the end, you know, it really does look sort of like an oil painting, an old oil painting. But it's very moody, like I say. I like my skeletal trees and the overall feeling of it. But a lot of people in part one just saw underwater scenes, which I found very interesting. Look, I hope you've liked it no matter what you see. And if you haven't tried it already, then give needle felting a go. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time.